So this week's Playwright Tip is memorization, mainly because I was mostly doing writing and memorizing, and that's not very interesting to put on camera. So what I'm doing right now is giving you 3 strategies on how to best memorize material, whether it's multiple lines or monologues or whatnot. Especially with the solo show, memorization is really key. Now, there are 3 strategies, but before you do any of these strategies, I highly suggest first dividing the part you have to memorize into large chunks. Like, for example, my one-man show, which is about half hour to 45 minutes long, is divided into 9 sections. This way, I'm only memorizing the show section by section instead of trying to take on the whole thing at once. Memorizing section by section is a lot easier than trying to memorize the whole thing. So, try that. That's what you have to do before any of these strategies. Strategy number 1 is what I called process repetition. Now, when I say repetition, I don't mean take the entire monologue or whatever and try to memorize that whole thing in one big chunk. That's just going to be a big waste of time, I'll be honest. What you want to do is get line 1 down of the chunk. Once you have line 1 down, add on line 2. And do line 1 and line 2. Line 1 and line 2 over and over again. Then add line 3. So you're going line 1, line 2, line 3. Line 1, line 2, line 3, and then add 4, 5, so on. That way you are gradually memorizing the monologue bit by bit, and you fully memorize what comes next. That's really the important part in memorization. It's not knowing what the first line is or the last line. It's knowing what is the next line and have it subconscious into your head. Because while you're aiming to memorize line 17, you suddenly have lines 1 through 15 down. It works. Strategy number 2, and this is for a lot of you writers out there, this will work best for you. Print out the part you have to memorize or have the script in hand and type it out or handwrite it with a pen or pencil, whatever. And basically what you're going to do is copy it over and over again until it is so ingrained into what comes next that you don't even have to look at the original script or original piece of paper in order to know what comes next. You are tying the line to a physical thing, whether it's writing or typing. You're tying it to a physical thing so that it is not only ingrained in your head what comes next, it is also part of what's ingrained in your body. Third strategy for memorization. I've seen this work for a few people, not a whole lot, but it still works. I did this once and it kind of worked. It's to record yourself, be it video, be it audio recording, and just play it over and over again, you doing the dialogue. That way, your head starts memorizing it subconsciously, knowing what's coming next. It's kind of like listening to a song over and over again so you can pick up the lyrics, except the only drawback to this method is, well, I know a lot of people who don't like the sound of their own voice, myself included, yet I edit these things every week. Those are some strategies for memorization. I gotta get back to it. I have a lot of things happening alongside of this. I'll see you next week, interwebs. I know this was short, but time, hell of a thing.